how long did you guys shoot for?
Okay, so we filmed 97 pages of script in 8 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is the beauty of pretty much one location, but it was just nonstop, running the scenes, getting the coverage from all different angles. So it was, the crew and cast and everyone did just such a great job. I mean, that is an insane pace that we had. And so it really takes a lot of, hats off to the whole crew for making that happen. I mean, I was running around doing a lot of different things as well on set, and everyone was just kind of contributing, but to pull that off. And I haven't really said that to too many people, just because you want people to kind of see what it, just what the film is, but it's pretty crazy that we were able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, some people may realize, well, you only had one location. Well, that helped a lot. But obviously, setting up a camera in different spots in different locations, and to be able to do so many takes, that takes a lot of coordination.
Yeah. And I think it really is a testament to the director, the DP, and I think even more importantly, the actors were just so prepared. I mean, there's very little rehearsals, and it definitely doesn't show in the film. Definitely the two leads, Rowan and Monroe. A lot of people are like, I thought these guys were best friends forever, and they did a couple of rehearsals and they were just ready to go. So I think just having these really professional guys and just go out there and do what they had to do, that's to me made it really easy for me to put down my ego, because I was just like, these guys, I've been here way more than I have. They know what they're doing. So it's really cool to just see these super talented group of actors just get in there and just do their thing.
Well, obviously they all like this. They all love the script, or else they wouldn't be doing this movie as well. Did the actors have a lot to ask you in terms of their characters?
A little, not too much. I think the big thing was that when we were filming, I don't think at first everyone kind of had sort of the full meaning maybe of what I was kind of going for, because it is at the grassroots, a guy getting out of jail, reconnecting with people. So I think they were kind of sort of trying to understand, why the characters were, complaining about these things. Like someone asked me, like, oh, the one character says, I got a promotion, didn't get a raise though. Like they asked me, like, is that like correct? And I was like, oh, that happens all the time. And we're like, that's a very deliberate line that I wrote. So I think getting, now that it's out and, during the festival run, people are really sort of relating to it. It's interesting because it's, you're taking a group of actors that are all genuinely doing what they want to do and doing a great job of it. And they're portraying these characters of people that are beaten down, unhappy with their personal day-to-day lives. And it's supposed to be such a raw and real thing that, hats off to them for really channeling it. But I think they're sort of navigating these characters that aren't exactly the mindset of the characters aren't the people that they really are. So, I mean, that's great acting, obviously. So I think having those sort of like conversations and explaining like where it was sort of coming through as someone that has worked jobs I don't like, still, sort of doing the same and kind of, doing this as a hobby is something that I was, I think once we got on the same page, people were like, okay, we get it. We get why you felt the need to tell this story, so it was cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of it is just motivation, having the actors know what the motivation is and stuff like that. And you're right. It's a hallmark of great acting is to have that kind of in the back of your mind. I'm pretty sure they've all had the experience where they, may not have felt like they were getting what they deserved, so, not driving that back of your mind is, at some point in your life, I'm always a fan of method acting. So
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, tell me a little bit about the editing process as well. Did you do it during the shoot, obviously, or just right after the shoot, or kind of tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, right after the shoot. So the director did most of it. So he was kind of able to put together sort of a cut really like short, like within a few months after we filmed the movie. And we I think with this film, we there, because it's sort of one location, such story driven, there wasn't a lot of different special effects or anything that we needed to add in. So I think that really helped the editing process come along. But it was really the sort of director making a lot of decisions with the shot choice and things like that, and he did a great job. I think when you have editors that are also directors and DPs, they know they're already shooting all the different coverage shots that they need, and he's coming into it with that mind of like, okay, this is I got to get these different coverage shots, but ideally I'm seeing it like here, like we're gonna cut here. So he just did a great job, and we kind of had to go do it all and make it work because we weren't going to be able to sort of go back to that house and do any pickup shots. So they really put together what I thought was great, and I'm not sure how many hours it took for him. I know it took a lot of work, but he did a great job.
Yeah, I just think in the back of my mind, thinking about the actors as well, having the ability to drive to location and then drive home every night. You don't always get that in terms of filming a location.
Yeah, I think that's the one upside for shooting in LA. Everyone was living in LA at the time, except for Monroe. We put up in a hotel, but no one was there. I actually stayed at the Airbnb the entire time because I was like, well, I'm already paying for this thing and I have to be here every day, so I might as well stay here. So I think people definitely at least like that aspect of it, where they could go home and decompress and not be going to a hotel room or somewhere where they want to, minus Monroe, obviously.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously a relief, and obviously you don't have to spend as much money on the hotel rooms as well. So that did help out with the budget as well.
Yeah,
so that's able to hear. I mean, like you said, you've been getting a lot of critical praise with this as well. Quite a few of your stars are really doing some things right now, obviously after a couple of years as well. Mm-hmm. And hopefully Hollywood will open up a little bit more now that everything's kind of settling back to normal, at least a quote unquote new normal. Mm-hmm. I know here in Vegas we'll be opening up June 1st, I think is what they were saying. So, most things are going to be opening up pretty quickly up here. So hopefully everything gets back to normal once, and everybody's vaccinated and everything gets kind of back to normal as well. So you get other projects going on as well. And, hopefully you'll get a lot of money, and maybe you get a nice little deal once the VOD, starts getting out there in the process.
Yeah, no, it's really cool just seeing more and more people get, eyes on the film every day. And I want to keep, sort of making stories in the same vein of, coming of age, growing up. I think it's, you write what you know. And I definitely empathize with a lot of people that are, struggling with complacency and trying to find their way. So it's cool to make a film like that and see it resonate and have that sort of impact where you can't have those conversations in real life. They don't stick the same way, but to do it through film is pretty cool.
Yeah. You thinking about doing comedy probably next?
I want to, yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting people to find it as funny as it did. It's a build up, and there's a lot more comedic elements sort of in the the first two acts of the film as it continues to get more serious. But I want to continue doing driving more comedy. I really like the comedy drama sort of lane, so I want to keep hammering that because it's the life is very comical, interesting, and so to kind of find the humorous moments and a lot of things that maybe might not be so humorous is something that I've always enjoyed and kind of how I approach a lot of things.
So everybody, you guys can check out Taking the Fall right now on video on demand. You guys can check it out on Apple and Amazon for rentals. So definitely check it out as well. Where can people find you on social media?
They can if they just search Steven Hellmann, they'll be able to find me there. Or at Steve Mayo, STEVEMAOH. My last name's Hellmann, like the mayonnaise. So no relation to the mayonnaise fortune, unfortunately. But but people used to call me Mayo when I was a kid, so the name kind of just sort of sticks.
Well, I look forward to being able to watch the movie, and more importantly, some of the new stuff that comes out. So hopefully we'll get some new films from you coming up soon.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you very much again for having me, Mark, and it was a pleasure talking to you.
You guys can check us out on social media at SWIV on Twitter, also somewhere in Vegas on Facebook. And you guys can check us out on Instagram at SWIV Podcast, at SWIV Podcast. And make sure to subscribe to any of your podcast catchers. You guys can also check us out on iHeartRadio.com, our new home, as well as Spreaker.com, our old home. And you guys can check us out. If you have a Alexa, just ask for Somewhere in Vegas, and you'll be able to listen to the latest episodes. With that in mind, we'll see you guys coming up this next time around. We do shows every Monday and Wednesday, so definitely check out the podcast as well. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next time.